temple. It's built above the huge rock that lies within the decaying walls of the old city's houses, which were totally abandoned by its inhabitants in the first half of the 20th century. The rock rises about 30 meters above the rest of Siwa, and it takes the shape of a horseshoe, for its northern and eastern and western edges rise and descend gradually until the middle of the hill, while the southern edge is less in height and composes an aisle or entrance to the hill. Aghormi's rock is intervened by many cracks and cuts due to its natural geological formation, for it's composed of layers of limestone separated by layers of green mud. According to Diodorus, the Sicilian historian, the inhabitants of Ammon's oasis lived around an acropole, which is surrounded by 3 walls or sections. In the first section lived the rulers of the oasis and their families in a palace, and in the second section lived the women and children, and the relatives and the guards. As for the third section, lie the soldiers' divisions and the rulers' guards' houses. They all end by the god's chapel and the sacred well. The visitor of Aghormi climbs up a narrow aisle with stairs until he reaches the entrance of the city that was once fortified. The gate that's made of palm trunks still stands in its place, and on both sides there are the mastabas, or the sofas made of clay, where the rulers and the dignified family's men sat and discussed the oasis affairs. The mosque was built above the city's gate, and its minaret was used to call people for prayers 5 times a day before loudspeakers were invented. It overlooks a great view of Siwa city with its old destroyed fort and its new houses and the faraway minarets, as well as the mountain of the dead. And whenever one looks, he'll see a magnificent view of the gardens of palms and the great salty lakes, which water sparkle under the rays of the sun. Right on the left side of the entrance lies a sacred well, which used to supply the temple and its priests with water. The well is cut out at its base, then was completed by building circular walls all the way up. Its diameter is almost 2 meters, and it narrows downwards and enlarges upwards. Excavations at the stairs that start from the ruler's palace and until the water level in the well showed that some of the stones used have carvings of a king and a god, and were meant to be used in building the temple, but were disposed of.